Hello, one and all, and welcome to a new season of your Keene Sport Chamber Zone, the award-winning show that's all about your Keene Sport Chamber in this great city of Keenesport. I am Bob Figgins with your Keene Sport Chamber. She's my good friend and dining companion, Laura Woods, with Eastman. And what a better way, my friend, to kick off season 14 of your Keene Sport Chamber Zone than from a fun place with great food, great people, great atmosphere. We are here at Freddy's.
This is Freddy.
Frozen custard and steak burgers on Stone Drive. He's our new co-host, at least for this show today, right? He's joining us. So here at Freddy's, what a great place.
That's right. Freddy's is a great place. We're going to also have a great organization on the show, and that is the United Way of Greater Keenesport. We'll have representatives to talk to us about the upcoming campaign.
And a little later, we'll have an update on the One Keenesport effort with our mayor himself, John Clark. Lots to get to today.
It's a huge show, so we're going to get started right now. Take a look at the latest events going on in Keenesport.
We are so happy to be joined by our host for today's Keene Sport Chamber Zone because of where we are. And again, what a better way to kick off season 14 than right here at Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers here on Stone Drive. Joining us now are the two leaders of Freddy's, Matt Wells, who is the general manager, and Daniel Taylor, who is the manager here at Freddy's. And gentlemen, thanks for hosting the launch of season 14 on your CZ today.
We're excited.
You guys just get a delivery of food in because we're going to eat you out of the place.
That's right. This interview is going to last a minute and a half because Laura's hungry, so we're just going to get right to the lunch.
Feed Laura.
Well, we're going to talk about all those wonderful menu items because Laura's been salivating over the custard. But first, Matt, tell us the story, the fascinating story about the history of Freddy's and how this restaurant grew from just a custard shop into a national franchise.
It started with a couple of guys. They're the Simons. They're out of Wichita, Kansas. Very, very good with very smart guys. They have a dad. His name's Freddy. So when they were conceptualizing what they wanted to do for fun, because they had ran some other concepts, they decided they were going to do custard. They wanted to do custard. And when they went to think about the name of the restaurant, they thought, who's well known, who's really thought highly of in the community, so they went with Freddy's. And that's their father, and he is a real person.
Bob talked about salivating over the custard, but I don't want to short shrift the steak burgers because those are actually my favorite menu items. So for those who aren't familiar with it, tell us what is a steak burger, and then tell us about the varieties that you have here.
Okay. Well, a steak burger is a lean beef patty that we handcraft on the grill to sear it and have thin, crispy edges. And then we put it on a butter toasted bun. The Freddy's Original Double. We have a bacon cheeseburger version and also our California burger. We also have a lot of other menu items too. We've got veggie burgers, tenders.
And of course you can customize them too when you order, just to your taste. So I like to throw everything in there whenever I get mine.
Yeah.
And then you have some fabulous sides to go with that as well. I don't think we can agree really on what the best side is here. Although
too many.
The fried pickles are kind of hard to beat, but talk to us about
those are our newest.
Okay.
Our most popular would be our shoestring fries with Freddy's seasoning salt on those. We also offer the onion rings and, like you said, the fried pickle chips.
Yeah, they're yummy.
You can get several sides. So, or bring a friend and you get one, and they'll get one and just share,
For some
right?
reason I thought we might have a little sampling here.
Well, they do have a table here. There's plenty of room. So maybe by the end of the interview, yes.
Over here.
Okay. Speaking of sampling, let's move on to the dessert now. You're known for your custard, so talk about your famous custard and also about your other dessert offerings.
Yeah, well, we have fresh frozen custard. You know, we produce it all day to make sure it's absolutely as fresh as possible. It's really rich and creamy, it's thick, and we offer all kinds of mix-ins, and we have sundaes, and we have concretes and shakes and malts, cones, waffle cones.
The cakes.
Yeah, we have cakes too. Yeah, absolutely. We do custom cakes, or
you sound like you're familiar with this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're
and
fantastic.
I can see them right out of the corner of my eye here. So
I don't think you shared that with me. Okay.
Well, and Matt, I know you get asked this question every day, and you're usually prepared to answer even before people ask, but what's the difference between custard and ice cream? Because people should not say order ice cream when they come in here.
They're not,
because
yeah.
They will quickly get corrected.
Not allowed.
Yeah.
Ice cream is, well, custard. Let's just talk about custard. Custard is a product that has a minimal water content and air content. And the way I like to describe it for people is have you ever left out a half gallon of ice cream overnight? Maybe.
They don't last that long in the
Well,
house.
most people say yeah, and then they come back and there's this air, air and stuff coming out of the ice cream itself. Custard doesn't do that. Custard doesn't have that air content, doesn't have that water content. And if you can see the machine behind us, her name is Eleanor. She is temperamental. She will not. It's a very tedious process to get that custard just perfect between 17 and 19 degrees. Once it starts, the natural condensation from the air starts to get to the custard, it turns into ice cream, which at that point we don't use it. So we're always churning fresh custard. We don't hold it more than 45 minutes. So.
Oh, wow.
That's great, yeah.
Well,
You don't need to when I'm here.
Yeah,
but,
So it won't even last that long.
Yeah. And I know I've been talking about the food. I mean, this really is one of my favorite places to eat. So what makes the food here so good?
Well, it's fresh. We do everything fresh. Our patties aren't frozen. We handcraft it when you order it. It takes about 5 minutes for us to prepare your order, and that is because we make it as it is being ordered. But I would say that the most important factor is the care and the passion of all the people that we have, and they put their efforts into the food, and it shows in quality.
Do people have a favorite item? Laura's got about 10 favorites. It's hard for her to narrow down the one. Same with me. Do people have a favorite item here that you see?
Yeah, as far as the menu items go, the original double is by far our most popular. It's our #1 seller. It's the #1 combo. As far as custard goes, a lot of people really like the turtle, which is vanilla custard with hot fudge, hot caramel, and pecans.
How could you not?
Yeah,
How could you not like that?
Fantastic combo. You can't
And you eat
beat
it slowly like a turtle.
Yes,
right?
you do.
Savor
Savor every bite.
moment.
Speak for yourself. Speak for yourself. Well, and besides exceptional food, you guys have just an exceptional team here. Matt, you talked about that just a second ago with the people who have a passion for what they're doing here.
Yeah, we have an excellent staff. I've said it since we opened. The hiring process here was incredible. The people in Kingsport have just turned out to be awesome. They have. They are all a team. If you watch them throughout the day, that's our #1 compliment.
In addition to the great service and the great food, you also have a fun dining experience here on the restaurant here on Stone Drive. But you can also take that food and experience out to parties with your various catering options. So highlight your catering.
Our caterings are burgers, obviously. We do the veggies. We do wraps. If you remember the 300th episode, we did some really cool stuff there. We've done some pool parties. We've done birthdays. We've done just stuff for celebration.
Corporate lunches, you can do anything.
Oh
any
yeah,
size
we can
party,
do corporate
right?
lunches.
Today you'll be doing our fan club when Bob and I eat.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the extent of the fan club.
That's 2 for lunch. You know?
That's not, well, if I was bringing it to you, then that would be a catering. But we do have the equipment to carry. We have the stuff to make it on site, especially with the Sunday bar.
Daniel, if people want more information on Freddy's frozen custard and steak burgers, your hours of operation, or where they can get your catering parties, tell us about that.
Well, we're open from 10:30 to 10:30 Sunday through Thursday, and then Friday we're open until 11. You should be able to get our information from us here, or
The website, you can go to freddysusa.com. The best route is just to call us here at the store at 423-392-4454, or just come in and we'll talk about your event and what we can do to bring you the food.
And feed them while they
Feed them.
You get to eat while you come in here too. So Matt Wells, Daniel Taylor with Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers, thank you so much for having us today. We look forward to our food later. Can't wait for that. We're glad to have you here in the community.
Yeah, thank you guys. And when we come back on your CZ, we'll tell you how your support of the United Way of Greater Kingsport can make an impact on hundreds of lives right here in our community. And welcome back to your Kingsport Chamber Zone, on location from Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers here on Stone Drive.
We're at one of my favorite locations, but we get to talk about one of my favorite parts of Kingsport, and that is the United Way of Greater Kingsport. It is an organization that I know so many of you out there have heard about, because literally every single year it touches thousands of lives of the people who live in this great community.
And this incredible organization is in the midst of its fall fundraising campaign. Here now to tell us all about it and how you can support the wonderful work they do are Mandy Cambry and Michelle Bacon. Mandy is the Communications and Community Impact Manager for the United Way of Greater Kingsport.
And Michelle is this year's campaign vice chair, and she is also the manager and director of the contractor services for Brock. So welcome to both of you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. So glad to have you. Mandy, I think the United Way of Greater Kingsport is synonymous with Kingsport. People know a lot about it, but we may have some people who are new to the area who aren't quite as familiar with the agency. Will you talk just a little bit about the United Way?
At United Way of Greater Kingsport, we are all about creating a better life for all in the areas of education, income, and health. And we are improving lives by focusing on supporting 30 member agencies, 44 programs, and 3 impact initiatives across our community.
Just a little bit going on.
Just a little bit going on.
Just a little.
You all do phenomenal work.
Yep.
Michelle, we mentioned you're in the midst of your fall fundraising campaign. Tell us about this year's theme and how that reflects the work and mission of the United Way of Greater Kingsport.
Oh, I'd be happy to. We're really excited. The new theme this year is Drive and Inspire Community Change. And when you think about businesses and you think about driving results, we're no different. We want to be really intentional about what we're doing. We want to make sure that the changes that we're making within our community are long-lasting and really are making a difference. And as Mandy said, we want to make sure at United Way that everybody in our community has that opportunity for quality education, good health, and financial stability. And really, that's what everybody wants for their family and friends.
Absolutely.
And so when you think about Drive and Inspire Community Change, do you have some examples of how that's happened here in this area?
We do. And you know, as Michelle said, we are all about driving results. We actually took a look at our own numbers, looked at our outcomes and outputs from our agencies and our own initiatives, and we realized that we are improving the lives of over 1,400 people in our community every single day.
Wow.
And so that's 700 children and youth. It's 100 people seeking jobs, skills, and shelter. It's 300 people finding health, safety, and stability, and it's 300 seniors that are able to stay in their homes because of United Way and our agencies.
It's just amazing. So, Michelle, as part of the campaign, of course, we do have the Pace Setter,
Yes.
which is the opening part of the campaign. So can you explain to us what it means to be a Pace Setter and how business can get involved in that?
Absolutely. The company that I work for, Brock, is a pace setter. We have been for a very long time, as many of the companies that serve as pace setters for our community. There are 32 companies that agree to do this, which we're so thankful for, because it really just lights that fire and gets that energy going and literally sets the pace for the campaign.
Yeah.
We started the Pace Setter campaign a few weeks ago. Everybody's wrapping up this week. We're really excited about kicking off the community campaign next week, so it'll give us that jump start that we need.
Right.
And in terms of being able to be a pace setter, all you have to do is contact Mandy or the wonderful staff at United Way. They can help you set up as a pace setter and help you get your campaign going.
Great.
Of course, individuals can contribute and donate as well to United Way, and they can also volunteer their time. So talk about how they can make a contribution, both financially and also in terms of donating their time.
Yeah, so of course anybody can contribute through their workplace campaign if your workplace
Right,
runs
sure.
a campaign. If not, we're happy to help y'all run a
Right.
campaign.
Sure.
Individuals can donate as well. They can call our offices, they can go online to our website, uakpt.org. And of course, those dollars that are given local, those are dollars that stay local. For volunteer opportunities, we have a number of volunteer opportunities under the volunteer section of our website. Or again, they can call our offices and we're happy to set them up. And of course, we have Week of Caring and things like that throughout the year.
Absolutely.
And they can volunteer for any number of your agencies as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Michelle, what is the goal for this year's campaign, and how do you distribute those monies? How are they used?
We are thrilled to announce that our goal is $3.75 million for the Greater Kingsport area. Very excited about that. As far as distribution goes, I think that's probably one of the most significant and unique things about United Way. There are over 100 community volunteers that actually work on that process. It's called a citizens review process. They are brought in and given training for half a day or so, and then they are placed on a panel or a committee, if you will. And when you're on that smaller panel or committee, you're serving with several other people, you're looking at 3 or 4 of our agencies and the programs that they provide. You're looking at their application, their request for funding, you're going out and doing a site visit, you're able to see firsthand what they're doing and ask questions, and then come back and make a recommendation or proposal as to what funding they should receive.
And it's important to note the United Way of Greater Kingsport not only meets but exceeds its goal each year, and it has for the last number of years.
Well, that's what we're hoping for
Yes.
this year.
Absolutely.
Everybody loves to see the thermometer with
Yes.
the,
Yes,
the
floating
waves
out the
floating
top.
out
Yeah,
at the top.
absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
we love
Yeah.
seeing that as well. So people want more information. They want to learn about the campaign, how the monies are used, how they get involved with United Way by donating effort, hours, and things of that nature. How does that work?
Yes, so again, just call our offices, 378-3409. They can go to uakpt.org. We've got our great campaign video featuring all local people. It's really wonderful. And we're on social media now, so you can stay connected with us through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
Wonderful. So great. But we love this campaign time of year because it's great to see the community come behind such a great organization. So
We're excited. Thank you.
yeah, Mandy Cambry, Michelle Bacon, thank you all so much for the time that you donated to this, and good luck with the campaign. We can't wait to hear about the success.
Thank you.
Thank you both. And Mayor John Clark will join us next with an update on the One Kingsport effort when we come back with more of your CZ right after this.
Change is driven one act at a time. A positive choice made, a new skill acquired, a helping hand in trying times, a hot meal delivered, an opportunity given. Behind every changed life, every changed community is someone who helped make it happen. Because you drive and inspire community change, we live united for a better tomorrow.
And welcome back to this edition of your Kingsport Chamber Zone. We are on location from Freddy's.
Well, we're all smiles today because we're here at Freddy's. It's the kickoff to season 14, and we're all smiles because of our next guest. You know, it is the launch of season 14, so what a better time to
Yes.
talk about all the exciting projects, initiatives, plans that are happening in our city with the One Kingsport effort. And who better else to tell us about all those exciting plans than the leader himself, our Honorable Mayor, John Clark. Mayor Clark, it's good to see you today.
Great to see you. I can't tell you how honored I am for you all to have me here on the show.
Well,
Thank you.
We're excited you wanted to be on the show.
yes, that's right. That's rare with our guests.
Yeah.
So we're happy you're here.
Especially ones who've done the show before.
That's right. Yes.
But I got to tell you, Freddy said it smells so good in here, man.
right.
After this interview, I'm going to get something to eat.
Well,
We're
lunch is
okay.
next.
Oh,
I'm
lunch
just
is
letting you
next.
know,
Oh,
so
okay,
you know.
good.
So we're gonna have to zip
Perfect
through
timing.
this. Yeah.
Perfect timing.
But we love having you on because
Yeah,
you
thanks.
always bring exciting news about what's going on in Kingsport. And we're going to talk about all the exciting news with the One Kingsport effort.
Okay.
But first, just give us an overview of this very important and critical campaign and tell us what One Kingsport's all about.
Yeah, so One Kingsport started as an opportunity to solve a problem. And the problem was we, like every other city, wants to have hopes to achieve a very prosperous future. And our mission is to improve how we retain and attract residents, businesses, developers, and also visitors. So that's what we're all about. The One Kingsport is a way to rally everyone together, coming together for a common cause and for the good of all. And the cause, of course, is to ensure that our future is prosperous, that our best days are ahead, not behind us. And so this is a way to rally the troops and get everybody behind it. And that's what we did with the summit. It started about 10 months ago. And now the summit has kind of turned into a movement, actually. It's a very exciting time. People are talking about the future of Kingsport.
And when you had the One Kingsport Summit, it was a very focused summit, and you came out of it with a lot of different areas on which we wanted to have the One Kingsport initiative. So can you talk about those focus areas for us?
Yeah, well, first of all, the summit was, the key to the summit was to recognize what our challenges are for growth, to maintain and grow our population and our tax base. Okay? And so as a result, we spent the first day doing that. The second day, we focused on validating our vision, and we came up with 7 focus areas that we felt that we needed to improve. And that included arts and entertainment. That's the fun aspect of our city. Destination city investments. What other investments are unique to Kingsport that would really help differentiate us?
Right.
Continued downtown revitalization. We've made some amazing improvements there. We want to continue that process. Housing is a big one. Apartments, revolution and actually remodeling our older homes, our older neighborhoods, and also new developments that we have. Health and wellness of our citizens. We've taken a big lead in that, a big leadership position with Healthy Kingsport. We want to continue that because we know that without healthy residents, we really don't have a fun city. And then the last one, or the last two, has to do with this movement that we have in education, higher education, innovation. But really what we mean by that is how do you extend from education to job? So from kindergarten through job. So we've expanded the concept of education to include landing a great job. So we're taking that into account. And last but not least, job creation and entrepreneurship.
And one of the latest developments is that the Kingsport Board of Mayor and Aldermen has formed this One Kingsport Commission.
Yes.
So tell us about this group and what their role will be with the One Kingsport effort.
Very important aspect of the One Kingsport movement. So the 7 groups, we had several hundred people participate in the summit. Those folks were able to sign up for one of the 7 focus areas that they have a passion about. They spent thousands of hours over 8 months working hard to come up with the top 100 best ideas and recommendations for the city to consider in terms of improving, making investments in. And this group, we really needed a group of citizens, leaders in the community, who then could help the Board of Mayor and Aldermen prioritize those top 100 ideas and also recommendations over the next 60 months. So that was the reason for the commission. And so now that the commission's in place, as a matter of fact, they're having their first meeting today. So we're really looking forward to having them present to the BMA what they would consider, representing the community, what they would consider the top projects that we should focus on first. And then every year helping us understand how are we doing versus those projects. Are those investments really panning out? Are they, what are the metrics and the progress that we're making, and are we hitting the mark with each one? Again, the whole idea is to help us achieve our vision, well, our mission first, which is the retention and attraction of those 4 key elements, that then in turn will help us achieve our vision. And the vision is to be the premier community in Northeast Tennessee, to live, work, raise a family, and for businesses to do well. So we feel that we need to market and promote what we currently have, all the great assets that we currently have, and we have many: Bays Mountain, J. Fred Johnson Stadium, Meadowview, the Aquatic Center, our symphony, our ballet, carousel, our educational system, public school system, and jobs that we have here. So how do we expand that portfolio to include even more destination city assets that can really differentiate our city and help us achieve the vision and the mission?
You mentioned a number of ideas that came out of the One Kingsport Summit, and since that time, a number of projects. What's the latest with some of those projects and ideas?
Well, for instance, right off the bat, the number one thing we all need to focus on, and this came out of all the 7 groups, is the beautification of our city. So you're going to start seeing streetscaping improvements, improvements just with how our curb appeal is, our look and feel of our downtown. We have some additional funding now that we were able to achieve for these investments. So dropping power lines is a major effort that we're doing. And so those things are starting to unravel. So over the next several months, we start seeing some really visual improvements to our city.
So if someone from outside of the area saw this initiative, what would you say to them if you're trying to explain why it's important to Kingsport with this One Kingsport endeavor?
I would say that Kingsport already is a special place with special people, okay? And we feel that this initiative is really focusing on shaping the future of our city. And that even though we have some great assets right now and we're a great city, we need to continue improving our city and also so that we can stay current and competitive with the other markets in the region. And we're all challenged to maintain and grow our population. And so Kingsport wants to be more than a commuter city. We have great jobs here, great education system, but we feel we need to do more and to continue investing in our city in order to make us a vibrant 24/7 city. So the One Kingsport movement is all about helping us achieve that goal.
And what we heard earlier in the show from Matt Wells here at Freddy's, this is a prime example about the return on investment for the businesses and developers that invest here is phenomenal.
Right, and that's important too. Businesses have to make a profit. That's what they're all about. So we need to support the businesses that come to town as well as the existing businesses that we have. Because if we're not able to support them, they're not going to stay here. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Kingsport loves a parade and it loves the new businesses that come to town. That's for sure. We will turn
We know
out
how
for
to
both
do
of
that.
those. We do. We absolutely do. Mayor Clark, if people want more information about One Kingsport, find out what the latest would be on that endeavor, where do they get that?
Well, there's several ways. One is through this. I want everybody to see Chamber Zone because that's one way to see all the neat things that are going on. But there's
Beyond
several.
our moms, how do people find out what's going on?
Well, for instance, we said that we're really marketing, promoting our city a lot more.
Right.
So we have a marketing staff that's doing a fantastic job there.
Yes, they are.
One of the treats about that, one of the results of that, is that we have BMA highlights.
Okay.
So every 2 weeks after our BMA meetings, because in the BMA meetings we discuss a lot about the good, the bad, and the ugly, but of our city, but most importantly, what are the things that we're really working on that are improvements, and so then we share those highlights after each BMA meeting. So that's the first thing. Second, we have a new website that we'll have available, a city website, starting next month.
Okay.
And that's going to be that's going to include a big portion of the One Kingsport endeavors. And lastly, in our newspaper every Wednesday, we have these city highlights as well for the first time.
Yeah.
And so that lists a lot of the great things that are going on in our city, and of course a part of that will be the One Kingsport initiatives too. So there are many different ways to get information, and there are also many different ways to get engaged and involved in our city. And I would highly recommend and suggest that our citizens if they're already engaged, thank you. If you're not engaged, there's still time.
Okay.
There's always time to get involved and to help our city.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great time to be in Kingsport. When is it not a great time to be in
absolutely,
Kingsport?
every day.
That's exactly right. Mayor John Clark, thank you for being on the
you.
show. Thank you for sharing the update on the One Kingsport endeavor and for all the wonderful things that are happening.
Thank
We really
you.
appreciate it.
The beautiful thing is I work with great people. Yeah, we have a lot of great partners and citizens that are helping out every day. So it's a treat to be here.
That's
And
great.
we've got a great leader too.
Yeah, we
So,
do.
Mayor, thank you very
Yep.
much. You know what's next on your CZ? It's time for lunch when we come back.
So hungry.
Laura, my friend, my desserts are here. I don't know what you're ordering, but they're still
I see
preparing here.
one
so,
spoon.
Yeah.
I see one set of silverware
We're
here.
starting with desserts here at Freddy's. We've ordered our meal. It's on order, but we're starting with desserts. So it's a good
Because
way to keep-
why not?
I know,
Why would you not?
Absolutely. We want to thank the great team here at Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers for hosting us today. We want to thank them even more for the lunch. And as always, we want to thank the great team at Spectrum Reach for producing your CZ.
A golf clap for that fabulous team at Spectrum Reach. Thank you, guys. We love you. We also want to remind you to find out what's going on in Kingsport. Please be sure to check us out here on the Kingsport Chamber Zone. You can also go by the Chamber 400 Clinchfield. Give them a call, 392-8800. You can find them at kingsportchamber.org on the internet, and you can like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter.
I would say season 14 is off to a very yummy and delicious start.
That's right, and my dentist is probably clapping as well, but that's okay.
Until our next visit together on your CZ, we are Bob and Laura, as always, reminding you to please be loyal.
And bye, local. Have a great week.
Let's dig in.
Sweet.